Imagine standing in Hong Kong in 1995, opening your wallet to find exactly 1100 Hong Kong dollar bill, about 13 US dollars. No new film contracts, no savings, phone ringing nonstop from creditors, some even knocking on your door with very unfriendly faces. At 32, you genuinely believe your career as an actor and martial artist is over forever. That was the darkest chapter of Donnie Yen's life. He has repeated the story dozens of times in major interviews from 2008 onward. I was completely bankrupt. I had literally 100 HKD left in my account. I seriously considered quitting the industry and opening a small martial arts school or becoming a security guard just to survive. There were weeks he had to borrow from loan sharks, compound interest piling up, pressure so heavy he barely slept. Industry friends told him straight, "Donnie, you're handsome, you fight well, but martial arts movies are dead. Go be a stuntman in Hollywood, at least there's a future." He almost listened. Yet that day, with only $13, became the spark for everything that came after. Rewind 20 years earlier. Born the 27th of July, 1963 in Guangzhou, raised in Hong Kong. At age 11, he moved with his mother, world-renowned wushu master Bo Sim Mark, to Boston, USA. The family lived in the roughest part of Chinatown, where Chinese and Vietnamese gangs ruled every alley. He once said, "Every night I heard gunshots, stabbings right outside the window. One time, 8 guys jumped me. I fought back so hard they all ended up in hospital." His teenage years were chaos. Skipping school, running with the wrong crowd, constant street fights, even trying drugs a few times just to see what it was like. His mother nearly gave up on him, then chose the toughest love possible. She locked him inside the family training hall, forced him to practice wushu from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. No days off, no friends, no fun. That brutal discipline saved his life and forged the real fighting monster the world now fears and respects. From the blood-soaked, drug-filled streets of Boston, from nights he could have died in a brawl, to the moment he had only $13 left and stood at the crossroads of quitting forever, this is the true starting point of a legend almost nobody tells in full. The $13 story is not made up. Donnie himself has repeated it on major Hong Kong, mainland, and international shows for 2 decades. And from that absolute lowest point, he rose to become the only Asian action star ever to get his own solo movie inside the John Wick universe, standing shoulder to shoulder with Keanu Reeves, owning tens of millions of dollars and being called Action King by Hollywood itself. The journey was full of blood, tears, and near-death moments, and today we are going to walk through every single real step. 1,995 wasn't just the year his bank balance hit $13, it was also the year Donnie Yen officially divorced his first wife, former actress and model Xingxi Liang. They married in 1993 when Donnie still had some fame from early 90 Seconds films, but less than 2 years later, everything fell apart. Their son, Jeff Yen, was born the same year, 1995, and becoming a father while going completely bankrupt made everything 1,000 times heavier. Donnie almost never talks in detail about this marriage. Only once in 2018 on a Hong Kong talk show did he open up a little. "I was away shooting non-stop. Sometimes I only came home a few days a year. Distance was unavoidable. I don't blame anyone. I only blame myself for not balancing family and career." Industry insiders from that era whispered that the crushing debt and his constant absence pushed Xingxi to the limit. After the divorce, she basically disappeared from showbiz and has lived a very private life in Hong Kong ever since. Donnie got custody, but his insane schedule meant he barely saw Jeff. He once said the line that still haunts him, "I never want my son to grow up the way I did, missing a father, missing money, missing care. The guilt I feel toward my son is the reason I was never allowed to give up." From 1996 to 2007, for 11 straight years, he lived like a true hired fighter. Any small role, action choreographer, stunt double, cheap commercials, whatever paid the bills and sent money to his child. Some years he only landed 2 movies and had to sell his only car. Big producers kept rejecting him. Your fighting is too real. Hong Kong audiences only want wire work, like Jet Li now. One time he auditioned for a major TVB drama and the director told him to his face, "You're an amazing fighter, but your face isn't soft enough to be a romantic lead." Those words cut deep. Friends begged him to go to Hollywood as a stuntman 5 to 10 times the pay, but Donnie refused. "I don't want to spend my life behind the camera. I want my name above the title." Then, in 2007, director Wilson Yip came to him with Ip Man. Donnie's first reaction was no, he didn't want to play a real deceased master and risk comparison with Bruce Lee. But when Wilson said, "This might be your very last chance to prove you're still #1, Donnie sat silent all night. Remembered the $13 days, remembered the promise to his son, and finally said yes. He personally designed every single fight, threw out all wires, went 100% real contact. He trained so hard he cracked ribs and kept going. Result: Ip Man premiered late 2008 and absolutely destroyed the Hong Kong box office, beating even Avatar and every Hollywood blockbuster playing at the same time. Overnight, Donnie Yen went from has-been to the new king of Asian martial arts cinema. The movie swept awards, earned over 20 million USD in tiny Hong Kong alone, an insane number back then, and most importantly, let him pay off every single old debt, buy back a home, buy back a car, and start rebuilding his life from zero. Ip Man wasn't just a movie, it was the loudest declaration possible. Real martial arts was back, and Donnie Yen was the man leading the charge. In 2016, when the Ip Man series had already made Donnie Yen the king of Asia, Hollywood finally came calling for real. Disney and Lucasfilm cast him as the blind warrior Chirrut Imwe in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The role originally had just a few lines, but Donnie suggested adding full staff fighting sequences and turned Chirrut into one of the most beloved characters in the movie. Rogue One grossed over $1 billion worldwide, and for the first time, hundreds of millions of American viewers learned the name Donnie Yen. He later said, "Standing on the Hollywood red carpet, I still remembered having only $13 in my pocket. It felt like a dream." That success opened the real door. Mulan, 2022, Return of Xander Cage with Vin Diesel, and most importantly, 2023, Chapter 4. Originally, the character Caine in John Wick 4 was just a minor role named Shang or Chang, the usual Asian stereotype Hollywood loves. Donnie flat out refused the first script and told director Chad Stahelski, "If you want an Asian character just for background, I'm not doing it. But if you let me change him, I'll make him someone the audience will never forget." He personally renamed the character Caine, redesigned the wardrobe with Bruce Lee homage, added the blind but deadly detail, and choreographed every single one of the longest action scenes in the entire series. Result: Caine became one of the most praised characters in John Wick 4. The staircase fight and the opera house sequence are called the peak of action cinema history. The movie made over $440 million, and immediately Lionsgate announced that in 2025 they will release a standalone Caine movie starring and co-produced by Donnie Yen himself. This is the first time in history an Asian actor gets his own solo film inside the John Wick universe, standing equal to Keanu Reeves. From the guy who almost became a nameless stuntman in Hollywood to the man Hollywood now begs to save an entire franchise in less than 10 years. From $13 in his pocket to headlining his own billion-dollar universe spin-off. If you didn't see it happen, nobody would believe it was real. But the brighter the spotlight, the longer the shadow. From 2019 onward, Donnie Yen entered the most divisive chapter of his life because of his political stance. He openly supported Beijing's handling of the Hong Kong protests, calling rioters thugs and backing the national security law. Ip Man 4 faced heavy boycotts from parts of Hong Kong for perceived propaganda elements, In 2023, more than 10,000 people signed a Change.org petition asking the Academy not to let him present at the Oscars. Donnie responded bluntly, "I was born in Guangzhou, raised in Hong Kong, lived in America. I love all those places, but I hate violence and chaos in any form. I'm not a politician, I'm just an actor speaking my mind." He has never apologized and has never changed his position. In mainland China, he is celebrated as a national icon, even invited to star in a government music video praising the COVID response. In Hong Kong and parts of the international community, he is labeled a traitor. Same man, two opposite extremes, the price of speaking out in the social media age. On the personal front today, after all the chaos, he finally found true peace in 2007 when he met Sissy Wang, a former Toronto beauty queen 18 years younger. They were introduced by friends. Donnie once laughed, "When I was chasing her, I had no idea she was that much younger. I nearly fell off my chair when I found out." Sissy gave up the spotlight to stand behind him, managing parts of his career and raising their family. They have two children, daughter Jasmine, born 2008, now a promising junior diver for Hong Kong, and son James, born 2012, a mini version of his dad in looks and personality. Donnie started teaching both kids martial arts from age 3 or 4, not to show off, but so they can defend themselves. Because he himself almost died on Boston streets. He often says, "I don't want my children to fight, but if someone ever bullies them, they need to know how to protect themselves." The family keeps an extremely low profile between Beijing and Hong Kong, rarely on magazine covers, but every rare public appearance radiates warmth that makes outsiders jealous. From the one-year-old boy who heard gunshots every night in Boston's Chinatown, from the man at 32 who had only $13 left and stood at the edge of quitting forever, to the only Asian actor in history with his own solo movie in the John Wick universe, owning tens of millions, and called Action King by Hollywood itself, Donnie Yen's journey is the ultimate proof that rock bottom is not the end. If you refuse to give up, your worst day can become the first day of your greatest life. This story is 100% real. No exaggeration, no fairy tale filter, just what he himself has told in hundreds of interviews over 30 years. If you believe someone can still rise from $13 to the top of Hollywood, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe so you never miss the next inspiring journey. Thank you for staying until the very last second.